All right, good afternoon, ladies. Again, my formality on the recorded workout. Anyhow, we need to get warm and loose real quick. We're going to have three two-part warm-ups. You'll see today's workout can potentially be very long, and so when we get to that middle part, we'll adjust as needed. Now, we've done these warm-up loops different and similar and different and similar. You've got your 10 regular squats. When I use that word regular, your feet are shoulder width apart. Then you got your hips, your glutes, your eyes, your thighs, your posture. Regular squats, they work basically everything equally between your quads and hamstrings. 10 regular squats, and you'll do 10 standing scissors, and you'll do that twice. Okay, so each part we're going to do 2 rounds of, and there are 3 parts. 10 regular squats, 10 standing scissors times 2. Remember, there's a reason for these warm-ups. Your squats are a common motion. Hips, glutes, eyes, thighs, quads, hammies, all the things. Your standing scissors is dynamic lengthening of your hamstrings and your glutes and your back, and you're using your arms and your legs via your shoulder joint and hip joint. So there is a reason versus just giving you some exercises. 10 regular squats, 10 standing scissors times 2. Today we have a lot of work. We have 2 big circuits today with a little thing in the middle. We'll have 2 big circuits on Wednesday with a little thing in the middle. So there's a lot of work to do. Wide squats. Your feet are literally just a little bit wider than your regular squats. You're going to know these as your flexibility squats. You've got your hips. Hey there, Cameron. We're on part 2 of the warm-up. 10 wide squats, and you'll do your 10 standing runners times 2. Wide squats is your flexibility squat. You're going to feel your hamstrings and your hips lengthen more than your regular squat. 10 wide squats. Standing runners is your dynamic mobility. Hips, knees, ankles, spine. There's a lot of joints moving. Remember that word mobility, that refers to joints. Flexibility and activation refers to muscles. 10 wide squats. Remember those 4 words: hips, glutes, eyes, thighs, posture. I was talking to somebody earlier about feet and knees, and I know I've said it before, but your knees are always the same width as your feet. So I don't want to say your knees are wide, but your knees are always the same width as your feet, and your knees always follow the same angle as your feet. So if your toes are pointed out a little bit, your knees are pointed out a little bit too. 10 wide squats. 10 standing runners times 2. The last part, 10 narrow squats. Hips, 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 glutes, glutes, eyes, eyes, thighs, thighs. It's your mobility squat. Ankles, knees, hips, spine. 10 narrow squats. And we're going to combo that with your Jack LaLanne's. That is your dynamic stretching or dynamic flexibility on your Jack LaLanne's. 10 narrow squats and 10 Jack LaLanne's times 2. And of course, different, right? Similar things, different rhythm, different pace. You have the 40 reps per part, 3 parts, so 120 total movements to start your warm-up. We've done similar things and we've done different things. Those hips move a lot. Your glutes should always turn on whenever your hips move during a dynamic leg exercise. Dynamic is multi-joint motion, multi-muscle activation. Stretching, dynamic flexibility. Jack LaLanne's and stiff-legged deadlifts are similar, but you're creating less load or load potential on your Jack LaLanne, so you have more rhythm, so you can save dynamic, stretching. Whereas stiff-legged deadlifts, which we're not doing today, that's dynamic lengthening, because you load up the muscle and you're lengthening that loaded muscle. Blah, 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 blah. When you get done with the 10 narrow squats, 10 jack-o'-lanes times 2, I need you to get your space ready for alternating rows, which I'm going to talk about. So we're going to be doing dumbbells or milk jugs, right? Alternating rows. You need to get your space ready for shoulder presses, whether you sit tall or stand tall on your shoulder presses. And then you need to get ready for your legs, which will be either regular squat, wide squat, narrow squat, ball squat, or if you have a Bozu ball, we're using a Bozu ball at the gym today. So if you have those tools, so be it. I want to talk about the core rows. We've done core rows before, and it means you are going to use your core to get and stay in your position, okay? Whereas supported rows or loaded rows, you're using that tool. So we're going to get low, we're going to get low, we're going to get low, we're going to stay low, hips, glutes, posture, and you're going to alternating row. Now don't go just yet. The lower you can row, the lower it goes down your back. The higher you row, the higher it's up on your back. So play around with the depth today, because it's going to be 60 total movements and 50 total movements and 40 total movements and 30 and 20 and 10. The reps start high and it goes lower. So I do want you to play with your body position. Your shoulder press will always be 12. You can sit tall or stand tall. Your legs are always 15. Notice how I'm talking when you get in that rhythm and that pace. But I need you to focus on the core rows. When you're ready, let's get started. 60 total alternating rows is 30 each side. And you're going to get low, and you're going to stay low, and you're going to row. However, that's a long time. You might need to shake it off for a second and get back to business. The lower you are able to row, the lower it goes down your traps, which is why the other machines exist. Getting your lower traps is hard. It's a very hard position to be in if you're talking about using free weights versus machines and cables. 60 is a long time, so you might need to rest your lower back. Breathe. This is tough. I don't want you to wait for me. So I am going to use the words fitness and pace and focus and intensity. However, the rows, I need you to focus on the rows. You'll always do 12 shoulder presses, whether you're sitting tall or standing tall. And you'll always do 15 squats, regular, wide, narrow, ball, Bozu. I would love it if you held weight on everything, but if you are going to sacrifice physical weight, sacrifice it when you get to the legs. Preferably, I've been watching this all day at the gym and online, do the 60 total rows, do your 12 shoulder press, do your 15 legs, and then stretch for a second. Just stretch those hamstrings, right? Stretch your hip flexors and your quads. If you spend about 30 to 40 seconds stretching, it's going to help out that lower back, right? Everybody's going to get a little lower back. And I don't want you to shy away from it. Now, I'm not saying it's an amazing thing, but you're going to be working your good lower back today because of the position. And we're going to be challenging the entire back muscle group today because of the exercise. So at the end of each round, I would strongly encourage you to spend 30 to 40 seconds stretching so that back can take just a little bit of a break. Okay? When you get your squats, right, if you need to get rid of weight, do it on the legs. But if you can hold weight on everything. Regular squats, weight would be up. Narrow squats, weight can be up or down. Wide squats, weight's down in the middle. Ball squats, you need a tool, a stability ball. At the gym, most people are doing Bozu ball squats. You can do box squats. And then for those that really wanted to rest their hands but maintain load, I did let them use a leg press, but that was few and far between. Because I do want a little fitness, a little intensity, a little bit of pace. The workout is very long. All right, you've been hearing me talking, right? I do want you to turn your dial up. When you get done with your 15 legs, or your legs are 15, 1-5, stretch for like 30 to 40 seconds. Just relax for a second. Round 1, 60 total rows. You've got your 12 shoulder press. You've got your 15 squats. Round 2, very little change. 50 total rows is 25 each side. Always 12 shoulder presses. Maybe you're sitting tall or standing tall. And then always 15 squats. If you need to sacrifice weight, sacrifice physical weight on the legs. Sitting tall on a shoulder press could potentially help the back out. And I need to give an auxiliary or alternate exercise. If you can't do the alternating core rows because of your back or because of your hips, you are more than welcome to do the rows each side. You can do 25 right rows and 25 left rows. And I only want you to do that if you can't physically do the alternating core rows. The intent is very invasive. If you're like, oh, I don't really like the alternating rows, or oh, these are kind of boring, then I want you to do them because they are good for you. Kind of like a client doing an agility workout like maybe once a decade. You know, a little bit of agility goes a long ways. I'm just throwing out some daggers. Just breathe and focus. Again, 50 is barely less than what you did earlier. You're getting low, staying low, using your core. Remember, the muscles that touch your spine are core muscles. So I'm using the word core rows. And everybody's going to get a little bit of lower back. And that's a good thing. And then 2 reps later, it's a bad thing. So I do want you to shorten your back muscles after you do your rows. Standing tall or sitting tall shoulder presses, you shorten them. The position is based on the tools you have. The squats, right? Your hips, glutes, eyes, thighs. You're thinking posture and hip motion. And then you're thinking just a nice little stretch at the end of each round, which I rarely ask. I rarely ask it. So stretching is welcomed and encouraged. Taking breaks during your high reps will probably be needed. So round 1 should be in the books. The 60 total alternating rows, the 12 on the shoulder press, the 15 squats, the quick little stretch. Round 2, 50 total alternating rows. I personally think is a little bit harder than the 60 because you just did the 60 a couple minutes ago. Always 12 shoulder presses, sitting tall, standing tall. Always 15 legs, regular squat, wide squat, narrow squat, ball squat, Bozu ball squats. And then stretch for a second and breathe. Promise you it's going to make you feel better. When you get to round 3, it's 40 total alternating rows, which is clearly a little bit less, but you'll probably start feeling that duration decrease this round. 40 total reps, always 12 shoulder press, always 15 legs. Again, I don't want to talk about the gym to discourage you. At the gym, we're doing Bozu ball squats for the most part. We're doing an incline progression on the adjustable bench, flat, and we have the 6 rounds from flat to shoulder press. So they're not just doing shoulders. And remember, I'm controlling that load, the physical weight they're going to use. And that literally is the difference, and that would change the duration of the circuit. So on the recorded version, if you are doing this recorded, you can change your push. However, I didn't want a lot of chest because Wednesday we're going to superset our chest. We're also going to superset our back. So we're doing trap alternating core rows today. We'll be doing other things on Wednesday. So today we have the trap alternating rows, the shoulder presses. Later on we have biceps and triceps. So plenty of things today. Round 3, you have 40 alternating rows. You're sitting tall, standing tall in the shoulder press. Let's talk about the shoulder press. Yeah, you have different tools, what you can sit on, machines, barbells, dumbbells. But if you're talking about the rhythm of this workout, you would probably use similar tools to what you had. You can have dumbbells plural, dumbbell single, kettlebell single, sitting tall, standing tall, but you're pushing above your head on a shoulder press. There are different angles, right? You have the pure vertical shoulder press, you're completely up. Our benches have 6 angles, so going down by 1 is still good. Going down by 2, you definitely start losing it, but it's still possible. The benches at Talking Rain have a 7 angle progression, so you do have a couple higher and lower angles, 7 or 8. I feel like there's another adjustment in there. Anyhow, so at Talking Rain, I would have done every other angle, blah, 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 blah. And Stella, you might be there, and you've got plenty of tools if you are. Round 3, 40 total alternating rows, 12 shoulder presses, 15 legs. And I'm using the word legs: regular squat, wide squat, narrow squat, ball squat, bozu, ball squat, hips, glutes, eyes, thighs. We're not lunging today. When you get to round 4, we're going to get there, right? It's going down. You can turn the dial up a little bit. 30 total alternating rows is less. 12 shoulder presses is the same. 15 legs. But as the duration of your rows decreases, you can slowly take away that stretch. So after this round, you can determine your own self, right, if you need to do another stretch. But on the next 2 rounds, you can probably get rid of the stretch because of the duration of the row decreasing, making the time under tension decrease on that lower back. 30 alternating rows, 12 shoulder presses, 15 legs, and then maybe you stretch again, maybe not. I definitely want you to stretch again if you feel like you're still getting some good lower back engagement. It's never going to hurt you to stretch for a second. And then as we end this circuit, we'll be jumping into a middle exertion, mentally stimulating circuit. And then we'll talk about time. You'll have the full version. We'll have a condensed version. And that's all based on time. I've seen it all over the place today. Several people did the whole thing. Several people did the condensed middle version. Anyhow, keep that pace, keep that focus. This circuit didn't have a lot of thinking as far as what to do. It had a lot of thinking and focusing on what you're doing, the core rows. Later on, we'll have a little more adjustments, but the pace will feel higher because of the small changes, and it's less physically invasive. Round 4, 30 alternating rows, 12 shoulder press, 15 squats. Again, if you're still feeling that good lower back, notice I'm saying good. I want you to accept that it's a good thing. Do a little stretch. It's not a bad thing. If it feels zingy and stingy and give outy, then that's bad lower back. If it just feels tight and engaged, that's okay. Round 5 is your 20 alternating rows. Get low, stay low, row. You got your 12 shoulder press for the 5th time, and you're gonna have your 15 squats for the last time, because we're gonna finish the next circuit and transition to the middle circuit. It'll be just a little bit different. Again, those alternating core rows are great. Remember, if you're not there, right, online, you know you're gonna hear many things coming your way. If you're doing the recorded version, remember you can always pause if you feel like you're falling behind. Your weights, what you can physically use, determine a lot. Cameron, I know, has the same as 35-pound dumbbells, right? Actually, I have 30s. You know, so the load is high, so it's going to change the duration of the exercise. If Stella's at talking range, she's got a plethora of weights to use, but that's also a big change after working out at home for so long. My mother, of course, has plenty of tools that I'm watching her use. And if you're doing this at the gym, right, you know where to go. Everything's set up. The Bosu balls, the dumbbell benches are in front of the dumbbells. Round 5, 20 alternating rows. Get low, stay low, use your core, abs tight, breathe. And again, my fingers are crossed that it is good lower back. If it feels engaged, and you feel like you're working awesome, if it ever gets zingy and twingy and give outy, let me know, because it's a different story. We can do the supported rows. And there's some people that can't do core rows, so it's just too much engagement on the lower back. But I am going to start talking about the transition round, because I don't want you to rest, but it's going to sound like last Wednesday. The round 5 is your 20 alternating rows, the 12 on your shoulder press, the 15 on your squats. Round 6, and it's okay if you're not there. Round 6 is 10 alternating rows, 12 on your shoulder press, last shoulder press, and then you either do 150 exertions or 3 minutes of cardio. Okay? When we do exertions, they can be agility, mobility, plyometrics. You could time any of those things. You could run on a treadmill, bike on the bike, arc trainer, stair climber, row, jump rope, run your stairs, run around the house. Again, here's where people are going to really separate. At the end of the circuit, you're going to do 10 alternating rows. Your last 12 shoulder press. And then it's either 150 exertions or 3 minutes of cardio. I'll talk about the cardio exertions, the obliques, all the things that are happening. If you're not there yet, remember you can push pause, and or you can let me know you need a little more time. Keep those ears pinned to your device. Again, when you finish that circuit, the 60, the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the alternating rows, your focus was high. Always 12 shoulder presses. You had the 5 sets of the legs, any squat, regular, wide, narrow, ball, box. Here at the gym, Bosu ball squats, holding weight preferred, making small adjustments. Round 6, you transition out of this circuit, 10 alternating rows, last 12 shoulder press, and then you're going to get into the next circuit of 150 exertions or 3 minutes of cardio. Exertions, you got agility-based items, plyometric-based items, mobility-based. You can set your timer and do those things. You can run up and down the stairs, jumping rope, jumping jacks, split jumps, jump squats, high knees, butt kicks. If you have the tools, 3 minutes cardio, running, rowing, biking, stair climbing. At the gym, you also have the choice, 1 lap around the buildings, almost a quarter mile. We have the long half lap. We have the short half lap. Again, there's a couple different options. As you're doing your 3 minutes or 150 exertions, right now we working, focusing, breathing, being mindful on impact after you did all those rows. It's a great thing, but it can also be a quick, not so good thing. You're going to be doing some obliques, glutes, and back this circuit. And then we have one more circuit to go that will sound like the first. Round 1 of that middle circuit, 150 exertions or 3 minutes of cardio, and then I need the slowest, sexiest, most perfect 30 right obliques. So if you stand, slow it down. If you go on the ground, slow and big. 30 right obliques. Standing loaded obliques is one of them. Laying on the ground, double lateral leg lifts, right side up, right side down on your hip dips. Laying on your back, knees to your left, right side crunch. Notice how I'm talking, slowing you down. At the gym, you have your hyperextension machine. Your right side will be up. We got cables and bands for your rotational obliques. You could rotate from your left to your right. 30 right obliques. And then you'll do 100 exertions or 2 minutes of cardio. Again, I think it was last Wednesday we did that. I know we did it last week sometime. This circuit is 3 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute cardios or timed exertions, or you have 150, 150 on your exertions. We'll have a right oblique round 1, a left oblique round 2, and then you'll have a choice of Supermans or hip bridges on round 3. So we get a little back and butt. And I'm doing that for a good, strong back today. So in some ways, I really try to attack the external spine A down here, posterior hips, your lats insert right there. I'm trying to attack those in a good way with the exercises we're choosing. So round 2 of this middle circuit. 150 exertions or 2 minutes of cardio, and then you'll do 30 on the other side oblique. And at 30, let's just say it's over a minute of rest for your cardio, and it's over a minute of oblique exercises. Again, the recorded version, you can always push pause if you need to. You could turn up that music if you need to right now, if you know what to do. The middle circuit, 3 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute cardio, or 150, 150 on the exertions. Right oblique 30, left oblique 30, back or butt 30. The next circuit is numerically a little bit more than the first circuit. However, rhythmically and pace and tempo, it'll feel quicker, and it probably should be a little bit quicker. However, the numbers are a little bit different. Again, round 2, 100 exertions or 2 minutes of cardio. 30 on the left obliques. We'll then have the one more round of 50 exertions or 1 minute cardio, and you'll have your 30 back or butt, and your back can be Supermans laying on your stomach or hip bridges on the ground. At the gym, you have the 45-degree hyperextension for your back. You have the 90-degree hyperextension for your butt. 30 back or butt is the last part. We'll then be going to the next circuit and last circuit. How'd it feel? Again, everybody's going to be in different spots. Whether you're timing yourself on something, 3 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute, whether you're doing your exertions, 150, 150, jump, squat, split, jumps, burpees, high knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks, bench taps, rope slams, ball slams, sledgehammer, right? You could run up and down your stairs for time, jumping rope for time. I guess you could do jumping rope counted, but the rhythm's a little bit different. Again, mobility, standing scissors, standing runners, jacket lanes. Exertion fits many hats. Non-stop movement is what I'm looking for. And of course you have cardio tools, running, rowing, biking, stair climbing, erging. There's so many things you can do. At the gym you have the 1 lap around the building replaces the 3 minutes. The long half replaces the 2 minutes. And the short half replaces the 1 minute. The last round, 50 exertions or 1 minute cardio. Either Supermans, laying on your stomach, everything up for your back. Hip bridges, laying on the ground, hips moving, glutes squeezing. At the gym, you have a 90-degree hyperextension for your butt, and you have a 45-degree hyperextension for your back. 30 back or butt. Now I don't expect everybody to be there, but I will start talking about the next circuit soon. You will need to get your space ready for biceps. They're going to be replacing the rows. Your triceps are going to be diverse. I'm going to be giving those to you. Your abs will be diverse. I'm going to be giving those to you as well. So when you get done with your 50 exertion or 1 minute cardio and your 30 back or butt, we're on to the next. When you get there, again, it's okay if you're not there. Biceps, you can sit tall or stand tall. The benefit versus the rows, right? Minimal no back. 60 total alternating biceps. This is replacing your rows. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Remember, when I do those middle circuits like this, I do it to get out of that circuit you did, knowing we're going to come back to something similar. Your biceps are going to be 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, alternating reps. You can sit tall on something, stand tall. You could change your hands from hammer curls to hammer curls with a twist to open wides. So you can totally change your alternating biceps. Your triceps I'm going to give you, but it is based on what you have at home. Round 1 is 20 tricep kickbacks with your dumbbells. If you can't or don't want to do tricep kickbacks, then you can do rope overhead triceps, bar in front triceps, or narrow push-ups. Why am I choosing those? All of them, you have shortened the muscle with the position, and you're shortening the muscle in the exercise. So I know it's not very nice, but I want you to push in a shortened position. So when you get there, circuit 3, your alternating biceps are replacing your alternating rows. Sitting tall or standing tall, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Nothing's going to imbalance you about this circuit, so if you do need to leave, let me know. Or worst case scenario, you could get rid of a little bit of biceps, because I definitely want the triceps and I definitely want the abs. Round 1 has 20 tricep kickbacks. Or you could do narrow push-ups, rope in front triceps, or bar in front triceps. All of those have a shortened position, which means you know I'm going to have a lengthened position soon. Round 1 will also have your 30 sit-ups. You can lay on the ground, you can lay on a ball, you can lay on a bench, you can have your legs straight, your knees bent. Remember, sit-ups get a bad rap for redundancy, but there's so many little changes between your feet, your legs, your body, the tools, and your mindset. Round 1, 60 total alternating biceps, 20 tricep kickbacks, 30 sit-ups. You won't do sit-ups again today. And now remember, you guys are all in different spots. We have different weights we're using, different workout spaces you're in, different mental spaces, right? There's so many little factors that go a long ways. Circuit 2, alternating biceps are replacing your alternating rows. So I don't want you to wait for me like that first circuit. You can turn that dial up. I'm not too worried about back stuff getting too tight. In fact, it should be subsiding by now. If it isn't, let me know. I know it happens. Circuit 2, there's more changes, but the rhythm should feel like it's going to increase between the biceps, the triceps, the abs. Round 1, 60 total alternating biceps, 20 tricep kickbacks, 30 sit-ups. Breathe, chill, relax, turn the dial up. Round 2 is 50 total alternating biceps, so it's a little bit less. Remember, you could sit tall or stand tall. You could change your hands, but you're doing biceps. Round 2, if you have a bench, I want you to do 20 dips. If you don't have a bench, you can do those kickbacks again, or you can do narrow push-ups. Remember, I'm looking for another shortened tricep exercise, but potentially a different position. Round 2 is 50 total biceps, 20 dips. Then you're gonna have 50, and I'm looking for vertical iso scissors. We normally do sit-up scissors because I love those, but your vertical iso scissors, 1, 2, 3. If you do them slowly, it's 50 total movements. If you do them quickly, it's 50 revolutions. Either way, time under tension. Again, that's a rare exercise. I know we do scissors a lot, but we have the isometric ab, and you have the scissor motion, and if you do it slowly, it's 50 total movements. If you do it quickly, it's 50 revolutions. You won't do it again today. Round 2, 50 alternating biceps, 20 dips on your bench, or you can do narrow push-ups, or you can do kickbacks again. You then have your 50 iso vertical scissors. And I'm saying it like that because we'll have our iso horizontal scissors today too. So we have a couple of changes this circuit. Biceps, simple change from the rows. I didn't say they're easier, but a little less invasive. Triceps I'm going to give you. Abs I'm going to give you. Definitely, you still have some work. Again, just in case, round 1 with 60 total alternating biceps. You have the 20 kickbacks, or you could do narrow push-ups, or you could do bar or rope and front triceps, so you have the tools. Round 2 is, then you have 30 sit-ups in round 1. Round 2, 50 total alternating biceps, 20 dips on a bench, or narrow push-ups, or you can do the your kickbacks again. You have your 50 isometric iso vertical scissors. Your legs are going up, but don't do the sit-up scissor we normally do. If you do them slowly, it's 50 total movements. If you do them quickly, it's 50 revolutions. Again, biceps, you can sit tall, stand tall. You're alternating. So you definitely have to have 2 weights or 2 things in your hands. You've got different hand positions between hammer curls, hammer the twist, open wide, so hands can change. Triceps are going to evolve a little bit. When we get to the last part, all we're going to do is reverse the order and decrease the reps, so that pace is going to skyrocket soon. If you ever need to leave, nothing's going to imbalance you. You can leave at any time. Round 3, when you get there, is 40 total alternating biceps. You've got 20 overhead triceps, dumbbell, kettlebell, barbell, rope, cable machines. You have your 40 total alternating biceps, 20 overhead triceps, and then 30 on your reverse crunches or hanging abs. Again, if you're at the gym, you have a couple more tools to use. This is definitely a workout that only if you missed today or this week, you'll probably do. Again, if you need to push pause, push pause. You have the alternating biceps, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Round 1, you had your 20 kickbacks preferred. It can be narrow push-ups or rope bar if needed. Round 2, you had your dips on a bench. Again, narrow push-ups or kickbacks repeated. Round 3 is overhead tricep, dumbbell or barbell or rope. You got your 20 overhead triceps. You can sit tall or stand tall. Round 3 will have your 30 reverse crunches or hanging abs. Round 1 have the 30 sit-ups. Round 2 have the 50 iso horizontal scissors. And then after round 3, the numbers change a little bit on the triceps. Your numbers are going down on the biceps. So it's supposed to get pretty quick. But again, I know what time it is, and if you're running out of time, nothing will imbalance you about this workout. Round 3, 40 total alternating biceps, sitting tall, standing tall. 20 overhead triceps, sitting tall, standing tall. 30 reverse crunches or hanging abs. Either way, both legs are moving. One, you're either laying on the ground or the adjustable benches, or the other is hanging on something. We've got Roman chairs, we've got bars you can hang on to, straps you can be in. You can hang from the garage or door. It all depends on how strong your fingers are. I know you hate hearing it, but if you are running out of time, it's okay to be done. Nothing's going to imbalance you. If you have more time, we're almost done. We're getting there. Round 3 was your 40 total alternating biceps. You had your 20 overhead triceps and your 30 reverse crunches or hanging abs. Round 4 is 30 total alternating biceps. You're finally getting down there. 30. 10 overhead triceps, half the reps as last time, and then 50 horizontal scissors, iso horizontal scissors. And I'm going to talk about that in a second because I've seen a lot of people laying on the ground, like physically back on the ground. I don't want you to lay on your bench or ground. I want you to sit up because your abs and core. You can hold on to what you're sitting on, but I want you to isometric position horizontal scissors. Round 4, 30 alternating biceps, 10 overhead triceps, so that's less, and then 50 iso horizontal scissors. And again, you're almost done. If you need to be done, you can be done with me. I'm okay with that. Today was very thorough. I use the word comprehensive. I know it seems tedious, the reps are high, but that alternating core row, very invasive. So I wanted to combo with simpler, smoother, burning exercises. This circuit has the changes of our triceps and abs. Remember those iso horizontal scissors. I want you to sit on the ground or bench, but like you do your Russian twists, abs tight, core tight, breathe. Again, you can hold what you're sitting on, but I don't want you to lay on the ground. Not lay on the ground, you can sit on the ground and the legs go out. Again, if they're big, it's reps. If they're little and quick, it's revolutions. So I either win the battle with time under tension, revolutions, or time under tension, motion and load. 50 iso horizontal scissors is round 4. 50. 50 por favor. And again, if you need to be done, awesome. If not, we're so close. We're almost there, but I know what time it is. Round 4 was your 30 alternating biceps. You had your 10 overhead triceps, your 50 horizontal scissors. I know this is a huge, big 2-circuit or 3-circuit day. Round 5, if you have time, is 20 total alternating biceps. So it's less. You've got your 10 on your dips. Again, you could do kickbacks again or narrow push-ups. It's only 10. And then you have your 30 V-ups or toe touches, which I know are different. The V-up would be bigger. And yeah, you could say harder, but toe touches can still be small and big and good for you. Round 5 is 50 alternating biceps, 10 on your dips if you have the bench tool, and then you have your 30 V-ups or toe touches. We would only have one more round to go. If you don't have time, that's fine. I know what time it is. I know how much work you've done today. We have the 120 movements to warm up with. You have the 105 each side alternating rows to 210 core rows. You have the 72 pushes on shoulders. You have the 75 legs. You have the 6 minutes of cardio or 300 exertions. You have the 90 obliques and butt core. Potentially 210 alternating biceps. Potentially 90 on your triceps. Potentially 210 abs core. It's a monster workout. Again, round 5 was 20 alternating biceps. You have the 10 dips and the 30 V-ups or toe touches. Remember, if you're doing this recorded, you can push pause. Remember, you're gonna keep hearing it. If you're almost done, you guys, we're there. Round 5 had the 30 V-ups or toe touches. Round 6, you have your 10 alternating biceps, your 10 kickbacks or narrow push-ups, and then you have your 55-0, and you could pick between runners, swimmers, Russian twists, but I'm looking for something smaller, so Russian twists would be that core rotation. Runners would probably be better if you're talking about having your hips and your back involved today. So 50 runners or Russian twists or swimmers. Now I don't expect you to be done, but if you're done, hydrate, nourish, stretch, elevate, foam roll, right? If you have time to beat your body up, spend a couple minutes putting it back together. A little bit of work, a little bit of fun. Today's workout was long, invasive, challenging on the body. Numbers were controlled high, depending on how you look at it. Again, when you get done, pat yourself on the back and put yourself back together. Have a good day. Happy Monday.